I made you co-host if you need to record as a backup for you. Not an official court record, but a backup. If you'd like.
Are you talking to me, Judge?
Yes, ma'am. If you want to record as a backup for you.
No, thank you. I'm
Okay.
fine. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Some like to do it in case they miss it.
Good morning, Samantha.
Hey, good morning. Let me see.
We're bringing out position 4 for a free trial.
Yeah, he'll stand right there.
Thank you. Yeah, that's Tom.
Thank you, Barry.
Yeah, I see who it is now.
Because Mr. Isaiah.
So just stand up here. That microphone isn't working. School way. Has to stand in this. You stand so you.
All right, Madam Court Reporter, we're on position 522 CP 210686. Gavin Isaiah. He's got
So you can kind of face.
Yes.
Oh, face. Oh, I got you. Okay, this side.
There you
All right,
go.
there we
All
go.
right, wait, hey.
Now you can see me.
There you go.
How you doing?
How you doing? Burglary in the first degree, entering an auto with or a motor vehicle with intent to commit a theft or a felony. Go ahead, y'all can swear in the witness.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please say your first and last name, and spell it for the record.
Detective Drew, D-R-E-W, Barry, B-A-H-R-Y, City of Atlanta burglary.
Judge, for the purpose of this hearing, would you prefer that I sit so that I'm still in the Zoom?
That's fine. You folks can sit, either one, whichever's more comfortable.
Thank you.
Tom.
Detective Barry, with whom are you employed?
City of Atlanta.
And what is your current duty position with the City of Atlanta?
A detective with a burglary unit.
Okay. And so are you currently post-certified?
Yes.
Were you post-certified on July the 2nd of this year?
Yes.
And what were your duties on July the 2nd of this year?
Normal day-to-day duties. Just I got a report of a burglary from 3930 Tuxedo Road.
And about what time was the report that burglary had happened?
I believe it was, I'll refer to the report. I believe it was about 3:30 p.m.
Okay. And sir, 3930 Tuxedo Road, is that in Fulton County, Georgia?
Yes.
Okay. And about what time did you actually get the call?
I didn't, the report came in about 3:30. I did not get the call. I got the report a day or two later of the actual burglary.
Okay, so you actually began your on July 3rd, is that correct?
Yes.
Next day? Okay. Right. Sir, during the course of your investigation, what did you learn about this reported burglary?
The actual homeowners of at 3930 were out of town. Their mother-in-law was staying at the location. She heard some noises from the guest house, looked out and she saw unknown, didn't recognize black male trying to get into the guest house. At the time, she did not know. She confronted him. He kind of walked off. At that time, police weren't really called because she didn't know what happened, whatever. The dog sitter came over a couple hours later and realized that the garage door was open and the vehicle was missing from the garage. So she asked the house sitter what happened. They didn't know. They went back and looked at video and they saw a suspect walking on the property and then enter into what appeared to be an unlocked door of the house.
Okay, and of the house, is that the main house?
Main house, yes.
Okay. Sir, if you could kind of, if you could tell us, describe how the lot and the structures on the lot are laid out. You've referred to a main house, a garage, and a guest house.
Well, the main house and the garage are all one unit. There's a pool house, guest house behind the property.
Okay.
Not, I mean, within, probably 15 yards of the regular house.
And is there a pool between the guest house and the main house?
I don't know that for sure. I don't know if there's a pool there or not.
Okay. Sir, is the guest house actually built and intended for occupation by people?
Yes,
It is
but
actually-
the house was the part that was actually entered. The actual structure, the actual house was the part that was entered.
Okay. Okay, so the actual main house
Main house.
was the
yes.
part that was entered. Okay. All right. And what was the make and model of the vehicle that was missing?
It was a Range Rover. Like,
Okay. During your investigation, you talked about a video.
yes, the victims had Ring video on their front door, which clearly showed suspect walk into the house,
Okay.
walk back out.
Okay. And did you review that video?
Yes,
Were you able to identify anyone? Were you able to identify the suspect from that video?
it was clear video, and at that point, I was not able to. I sent out a BOLO, which is be on the lookout. We sent out citywide to all the officers of the clear shot of the suspect, and then the following day, there was a call there was a 911 call into a suspicious person on Pineland Road. Officers responded to it.
I'm sorry, what road was that?
Pineland, like a P as in Paul, like the tree. Pineland Road, over in Chastain Park area. Officers responded to the scene, located an individual there. And at the time, the officer that stopped the subject did not know of the incident prior. He spoke with the subject. It's all on body camera. Spoke with the subject. The subject said he was coming from work. The story and directions, he said he was coming from work. Didn't really line up where he was at. And then he asked the officer for a ride home. The officer gave him a ride home to where he said he was staying at a hotel off of Far Road. A day or so later, I resent the BOLO out just for follow-up, and I got a call back from the officer saying that he believed that the suspect that he picked up that day was a suspect in the BOLO I sent out.
Okay. And sir, how far is Pineland Road from the site of this burglary on Tuxedo?
Quarter mile. I mean, as a crow flies, I mean, it's
Okay.
in the same area.
And the hotel that the suspect,
It's probably 3 or 4 miles from the location.
okay. And after, first of all, let me back up to the burglary or the entering. Other than the vehicle that was missing from the garage, was anything else missing from the house?
Clothing and some jewelry. The suspect, when he walked in, came back out wearing clothing that belonged to the victim's son that lived at the apartment.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, you came out wearing what? I didn't hear you clearly.
I'm sorry?
You said you say he came out wearing something.
Oh, he came out wearing clothing that was inside the residence, that belonged to the son that lived in that residence.
Okay. And also, you said there was jewelry missing?
Yes.
Did anyone provide you a value of the jewelry that was missing?
No.
After you learned that this suspect was potentially staying in the hotel, what did you do next?
That was probably at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. It was later in the evening. From that point, once I got that notification, I reviewed the body cam video of the officer of that encounter. I compared it to the video from the house, and it was a positive idea of the same person.
Okay. At the house, I'm gonna keep backing up to the house here. At the house, you said a vehicle was missing. Did the security camera at the house show anything regarding the vehicle?
No, that vehicle was located approximately later that evening over off Roswell Road in Rickenbacker, right around that area. It was a called in for an abandoned vehicle. It was on the side of the road. I guess it ran out of gas. Few hours after that is when the officer confronted the subject on Pineland Road, which
okay.
Roswell and Pineland are probably, at that point, probably, I'm guessing here, 2 miles from where the car was dropped to where the victim or the suspect was located.
Okay. All right. And tell me how the suspect was apprehended.
I did not apprehend him. He just had a warrant out on him. I'm not exactly sure how or where he was apprehended at.
Okay, but he was apprehended sometime later?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe it was at his work.
Okay. During your investigation, were there any fingerprints or anything else lifted from either the vehicle or the side of the burglary?
Yes, prints were lifted from the actual house.
From the house?
Yes.
Okay. And is there a match to those prints?
Yes.
And who was the person whose prints was left in the house?
Davin, Isaiah.
Okay. And sir, do you see the suspect, Isaiah Davin, here in the courtroom today?
Yes.
And will you identify him by pointing out where in the courtroom he's sitting?
To my left, next to his counsel, the blue
Okay.
jumpsuit.
And sir, how do you recognize Davin Isaiah or Isaiah Davin?
From the video.
And is that the same person? Does that fit the description of the person in the video?
Yes.
Person in the video, actually, I'll just stop that. Thank you, Detective. I have no further questions at this time.
Ms. Gowdy?
Good morning.
Morning.
Ms. Samantha, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can. Thank you.
I just don't want to interrupt the mic. Can you still hear me?
Better.
Okay. All right. So you were dispatched a day after to the incident location?
Negative. No, I just got the report.
Okay. So there were responding officers that went by a day after the alleged incident took place, a day or so after.
They went the day of.
Okay. And on the day of, who was present at the home?
The victim and the victims were out of town, so it was just the house sitter, the mother-in-law.
Okay. And so the report itself came out a day later because I guess it took the officers a day to make the report.
That's just standard now the report was done that day, but by the time it gets approved and gets assigned to a detective, it's 1 to 3 days before we get it.
Okay, understood. So besides the mother-in-law who was there house sitting, was there anyone else present?
No.
Okay. And the mother-in-law, to your understanding, was residing in the guest suite behind the main home?
Yes.
Okay. And so there was no one else present inside the actual main home on the day of the incident?
No.
Okay. And so you said that the homeowners have cameras attached to the home?
Yes.
Okay. And is it on the exterior as well as the interior?
Exterior.
Okay. And approximately how many cameras were present on the home that captured the events, if you know? One. Okay. And where exactly is this particular camera?
Right in front of the door.
Okay, front door. Okay. And where is the front door in relation to the garage for the home?
I don't know exactly where the front door is to the garage exactly.
Okay, understood. But that camera that's affixed to the front of the home captures a person walking up, I'm assuming, the driveway of the home?
Yes.
Okay. And it captures not only just what they're wearing, but also their face?
Yes.
Okay. And what time of day was this again?
Let me refer to the notes. I believe it was approximately around. Looks approximately 11:45.
In the morning or in the
Morning,
evening?
yes.
Morning, okay. And besides the male that's depicted on the camera that you all later found out to be Davin Isaiah, is there anyone else that accompanies him?
No.
Okay. And based on what you reviewed in the video, could you describe the general demeanor or posturing of Mr. Isaiah as he's walking up the driveway?
Calm.
Calm, okay. All right. So you said that the person who walks up the driveway was able to make entry into the home because there was an unlocked door?
It appeared it was unlocked, how he walked in, yes.
Okay. Did they make entry through a door or the garage door?
The door.
Okay, okay. And you see the person walk in, and when they walk out, they have on.
I'm sorry, Council. You said door?
Door, not the garage door, the house door, I guess you call it.
Okay. And so when the person walks out of the home, are you saying they have on a different set of clothing?
Yes.
Okay. Are they wearing any jewelry, anything like that?
No, the video wasn't that detailed to see if he had jewelry on.
Okay. Did the person that was walking up the driveway have any bags on their person?
No.
Okay, like nothing like a book bag or a
Like
duffel
a
bag?
backpack. I'm sorry, a backpack.
A backpack? Okay. And was that backpack ever recovered?
Not when he was arrested, no.
Okay, okay. And so a person walks out of the home and they make entry into a vehicle?
Yes, well, I'm assuming because the vehicle was gone.
Okay. Is the vehicle departing not depicted on the camera?
No,
Okay.
go to the garage.
It doesn't show the garage.
Mm-mm.
But the camera that's affixed to the home, does it have a view of the street that is adjacent to the home?
No.
Oh, okay, interesting. And so you said a couple of days later, the person who's depicted walking up the driveway is also seen a quarter of a mile away. Off Pineland or Pine?
Yes,
Okay, all right. And so have you had an opportunity to review that body cam footage?
that's the body camera footage I was referring to.
Okay, understood.
There was a call that came in, this was later at night, of a suspicious person walking around construction site that was outside there.
Okay.
And that's why the officers dispatched there.
Okay. And so what time of day, and you don't have to give me the particular time, but like what time of day is that interaction between law enforcement and the person depicted in the vehicle?
Late at night, early morning.
Okay. And how is that person's demeanor in that set of footage? Are they calm?
Oh,
Okay. There's like no sign of distress or mental health concerns present?
not that I noticed.
Okay. And so they're depicted in that body cam footage wearing the same clothing that matches the clothing from the home.
Yes.
Okay. And so eventually that person is questioned about kind of why they're in the area. And it's satisfactory enough for law enforcement to provide him a ride to the hotel.
Yes.
Okay. And so you said you had a bolo out. What image did you use for the bolo?
A screenshot from the video from the house.
Okay. Okay. And approximately how many days after you distributed the bolo was he arrested?
I don't know the exact date he was arrested. The bolo bolo was sent out that day or within 24 hours of the incident.
Okay.
The exact date he was arrested, I'm not sure when it.
Understood.
I
Understood.
mean, it's probably. I would say it's within a week or two.
Okay, understood. Did you all have an opportunity to actually search the Range Rover that belonged to the Tuxedo Road address?
It was inventoried,
Okay.
just normal.
And was there a book bag found inside of that Range Rover?
No,
Okay.
book bag was on him when he was given that ride that night. He had a book bag on him.
Mm-hmm. So when he was given a ride, it wasn't in relation to the Range Rover breaking down?
No.
Okay, okay. So no book bag found in the car. And then when law enforcement arrested him, where was he when he was arrested?
I believe they got him at his job off
Okay.
Roswell Road.
Okay. You don't recall the exact job?
I don't remember the name of the restaurant where he worked.
And it's fine. I guess the point I'm making is once arrested at the place of employment, was there ever a book bag recovered there?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Nothing else at this time. Thank you so much.
Right. Anything else, Mr. Nick?
No, Your Honor.
All right, argument.
Your Honor, the state will submit on the merits and the testimony of the detective.
And we'll also submit as well.
All right, I find there is probable cause for both charges of burglary in the first degree and entering auto with intent to commit a felony or theft. I think I've already addressed bond the other night on this one, didn't I, Ms. Gowdy, or is this something?
You did.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Ms. Gowdy. Who we have next? Thank you, Detective. You may excuse.
Detective.
So come on.
You're good.
Okay.
Trying to do it. So I mean, how much more time I
Now they have to indict you.
have? What I mean,
They gotta present your case to the grand jury.
so I gotta come back.
No.
What they're gonna bring out next is, I don't know if you're not, Mr. Crawley's there, the officer for Crawley's there.
Is that Crawley?
That's yours, right? Marcus Crawley, Ms. Gowdy?
Yes, Your Honor.
I think you said the detective.
No, Judge, the detective for Jasper Walters
Okay, position one.
is here, position 1. Detective Baskin is not here. Positions 4, 2 and 4, the officer is not here. Position 3 has been indicted. And Detective Santa for position 1 is here.
Okay,
Well, Your Honor, could we still bring Crawley out? I mean, the officer isn't present.
okay, we'll get this other one done and then we'll take care of Crawley.
Okay.
Is there a bond on Crawley? We had this here the other night, didn't we?
Yeah, there is. There's a bomb for
Yeah.
Crawley. Well, she's saying that, what was the name of the gentleman? I think she wants you to bring up position 1.
What's the name?
What's the name?
Walters, but the attorney's not here for Walters.
Who's the attorney?
Beverly Taylor.
Okay. So, Your Honor, the attorney for position 1, Mr. Walters is Beverly Taylor. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, yeah. So the attorney for position 1 is private counsel Beverly Taylor. She's not present.
Okay,
And I saw her this morning entering the courthouse. So I'm not sure if she has court in another courtroom, but she is here in the courthouse.
yeah, I mean, I don't know how to get in touch with her, like, it's not like Miss Rockwell, where you can find Miss Rockwell anywhere.
Or nowhere.
I want to proceed there, Mr. White, on,
Judge, who do we have out right now?
that's position 1, right? Jasper Walters.
No, we have Crawley out right now.
Oh, Crawley's out now? Okay. Sorry. All right, we'll go ahead with Crawley.
Okay, we'll proceed with Crawley then.
Okay,
Your Honor, the state's announcement is that Officer Benny Baskin was served with a subpoena. He has not responded to the subpoena, nor has he contacted the district attorney's office. Wait a minute. No, don't let me get ahead of myself here. I did get an email. It wasn't from this officer, Judge. It was for the officer, Officer Dagrin, who had an emergency. His home apparently flooded.
and that's for position 2?
For position 2, yes, Judge.
All right, we'll reset that one, obviously.
Okay, as to position 4, I don't have any information, Judge.
All right, Ms. Gowdy.
And Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Crawley, Ivory Gowdy, we need a motion for this court to dismiss this case for want of prosecution. The officer was served with a subpoena in a timely fashion and has not given the state a cause for why they are not present today. So for judicial efficacy purposes, we'd ask for this case to be dismissed, Your Honor. The state can obviously come back and do a direct indictment or accuse this case at a later date, Your Honor.
Mr. White.
Judge, as this is the first time on a preliminary hearing calendar, the state would ask for a one-time reset in order to bring the officer in for the purpose of preliminary hearing.
All right. I'll give one time reset for this one. I'm not sure how they're going to give you, what date they're going to give you, or how they're going to get you. I guess you'll just get notice of the date. Am I right?
I believe so, Judge.
Okay. We'll give this a one-time reset to locate, to get the officer in. I think there was still a good bond that was already set for this, so.
What's the reset date, Your Honor?
We're going to have to get it.
I'll check the availability, Judge.
Okay. For Ms. Gaston, do you know?
I don't. We're relying on the clerk's office right now.
Okay.
Wait for Bree.
Okay.
He didn't show up. I don't know why he didn't show up.
Tell your client not to say anything, because those microphones are pretty sensitive, so.
No, understood, Your Honor.
Okay.
But you can't turn them off in here, unlike,
Yeah.
upstairs.
Yeah, maybe needs to turn his head and whisper a little lower.
I mean, I'm not accusing the officer, but I'm a wired officer.
That's not good.
Why is he supposed to be here?
Yeah, it's picking it up.
Yeah. Probably how about either one not say anything or whisper really quietly.
Your Honor, we'll talk in the back.
Okay.
And how long of a time frame would you like, Judge? Do you want to do 2 weeks, a week?
Ms. Gaston?
We can do 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Okay, perfect.
Could we set this for a non-Friday? Because I know in 2 weeks I have a special hearing in front of Drake. I know that for certain.
It'll probably be a Wednesday because we're doing private attorneys on Mondays. So,
That's fine.
so if we have a Wednesday, Bree, that would be good.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see what we have.
So off with it.
Gotta wait, just gotta wait.
Would a Monday work? We can do November 14th if that will work.
Just do it. That's fine.
That's fine. November 14th at 9.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll reset the other one for that date too, position 2. Is that good?
Yes, that's fine. We have availability.
Okay. So we'll set them both for that day. So the one's continue, could get a one-time continuous. The other one, obviously the officer's house flooded, so he or she can't be here. I understand that. Thank you, Ms. Gowdy. So has anybody had any contact with Ms. Taylor?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
I sent the calendar to Miss Taylor yesterday and her assistant confirmed receipt. Actually, I believe it was a few days ago. I tried calling this morning and it went straight to voicemail at her office. I just sent her office an email as well. I believe she's in the courthouse, but I don't have a cell phone number to reach her.
Yeah, I don't have hers either.
I'd spoken to her at the jail previously on this case as well, and she had confirmed she would be here, so I'm not sure what happened. It's in the system incorrectly. She filed an entry of appearance after mine, but mine was uploaded last. And so it shows me as the attorney of record, but it's actually Miss Taylor.
Yeah, we'd gotten an email that I guess maybe from you that she was hired. I don't think I have any kind of cell number for her.
Would you like me to try to call the office one more time?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, I'll go do that. I'll be right back. Your Honor, no answer in the mailbox is full.
All right. I'm assuming that's the same number that's on the state bar.
I can confirm it, Your Honor.
The mailbox belonging to.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
It's the same number.
0440, yeah.
Yes, Your Honor, that's the number I'm calling as well.
Now, but when you call it, it sends you a text message if you call from a, saying they're currently away.
I believe Ms. Gowdy said that she saw Ms. Taylor here today, but I have no idea what courtroom she might be in.
Mr. White, how you want to, I mean, obviously we can't proceed without him. I'm not going to make.
Judge, as my officers here, I would like to release him. Maybe we can reset this for, what is it, Mondays that are supposed to be private counsel days, Ms. Gaston? I'm sorry, Your Honor. You need to address someone other than yourself.
No. They're the bosses. I'm just here.
Okay.
Yeah, we can reset it for 11:14 with the other one.
All right. Is that good with you, Detective Santa? All right.
Is there a way to update the attorney of record, or do I just need to call jail records to make sure she gets notice of it?
I think it is now, Miss Brianna, Miss Bree. Is that updated? Because I did see where, yeah.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
November 14th,
Yeah, so.
9 a.m. back here. All
So
right.
Mr. Cole.
Thank you, Detective.
So,
Send you another subpoena.
Mr. Walters has private counsel, so it has Ms. Cole as attorney of record. Actually, Ms. Taylor was hired after her.
Okay, I'll go ahead and update
Right.
it in the system. That way she's able to receive notice.
All right, thank you so much.
No problem.
All right. Looks like that's it. Pre-trial, you didn't even have to wake up. What do you want to tell me that's interesting, pre-trial? Go ahead.
Whose history?
Yours.
Disturbed and sentimental.
Anything else from anybody?
Nothing further from the state, Judge.
Your Honor, were you resetting position 2 to November 14th as well?
Yes, position 2 is reset, and so is position 4. Oh, well, but that's Miss Gowdy's, yes. They're both,
Are we going to pull position 2 out, or should I just go back to tell him?
Oh,
you want to tell him on the record?
I'm fine with either, Your Honor.
It's up to you. If you want him to tell him on the record, you can, or if you're fine with going back, whichever one you'd like. Your call.
If we could tell him on the record, Your Honor, just so.
That's fine. If you want to bring out Mr. McKeever, position 2, Edward McKeever.
This Gowdy speaking, will be excused.
Oh, she can hear you.
Oh, that's all. Your Honor, may be excused.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sure Judge is upstairs waiting for you, Miss Gowdy.
Thank you, take care.
Absolutely. It's a good short day. Don't have to do my 12 months a day. Somebody else is doing it. Quick, short day. Thank you, Miss Gaston.
Stuff working.
yeah. We did. We spent time trying to get the computer up.
Yeah. I'm assuming they're going to work on it in a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. This is position 2, 22 CP 210617, Edward McKeever. Yeah, robbery by force, possession of drug-related objects, and battery. Go ahead, Mr. White or Ms. Cole, whichever one of you'd like to put it on the record.
Judge, at this time, the state is requesting a continuance. The officer had an emergency and is therefore unable to be here at this time. We'd ask for a one-time continuance until November the 14th at 9 a.m.
All right, Ms. Cole. And I think he said earlier that the officer's house had some flooding.
Yes, Judge, the emergency is that the officer's house is flooded.
Ms.
We'll
Cole.
consent to a one-time continuance on that basis, Your Honor.
All right. So, sir, we'll get you back in here on November the 14th.
Your Honor, Ms. Taylor just entered the courtroom.
Oh, there's Ms. Taylor. Okay. Nate, and your officer's gone.
My officer's already gone, Judge.
Yeah.
Who was I supposed to represent you?
Did she say who was she supposed to represent?
That's for one.
That's the Walters?
Okay, what was it? What was he on for?
Preliminary hearing.
Okay, I thought preliminary hearings was in two B. That's why I was up in two B. And I know I saw something saying Jasper Walters had a preliminary hearing today. They're in two different courtrooms.
Yes, we're having different hearings. That's why we got the notices specified this courtroom because we got prelims running. That's what the Orca project's for.
Okay, I didn't know, Judge. So I'm here. I'm ready.
So we've already dismissed the officer because it's 9:54.
Yeah, see, I know, I thought he had a prelim, then I got something saying 2B. I was up in 2B on another prelim, and I didn't see his name on the calendar, so I was confused. So I'm sorry, I didn't realize that it was actually two different preliminary hearing courtrooms going on.
That's all right.
I knew I gotten something saying he had a preliminary hearing today, so I apologize to the court. I was confused. I didn't know it was two different courtrooms for preliminary hearings.
That's okay. You just go ahead to look at the notices when they're sent out, when the calendars are sent out. You have to look at it really closely, but it's going to be reset for the 14th because I've already let him excuse the officer.
Okay. So it's reset for November 14th.
Right.
And it's going to be in this courtroom, Judge?
It'll depend. They're kind of fluid, like Ms. Lewis and Ms. Gaston said, because we're trying to squeeze in 2 or 3 times a week.
I got you. Okay.
I'm
sorry for the confusion. I knew I wasn't crazy. I'm like, I got something saying Jasper Walters had a prelim, but I get to 2B where my other one is not on the calendar. So I didn't understand.
That's okay. And Ms. Cole, nobody had your cell phone. It looks like your office voicemail is full.
Yes, and it's Comcast business lines is crazy. And my secretary's at the doctor's office this morning.
Well, he or she's.
I apologize, and I knew I told my client yesterday he had a prelim today. I'm just thinking it's in 2B. So
well, they still have your client back there, so you may want to go chat with him.
Okay, well, I've actually got to run back up to 2B because I had to come. I was cut downstairs and I just saw a clerk said, "Miss Taylor, they're looking for you in 1A." I'm like, "What? Looking for me in 1A?"
Oh, okay.
So that's why I walked down here. So
Okay.
I'll see Mr. Walters at the jail.
Okay, sounds good.
So November 14th is the reset date, and I'll look for the notice and pay attention to what courtroom it says it's in.
Yeah, because we're going to be a little flexible on some of these. We're going to go between here and 1B, a different courtroom. So, but we'll get it done.
Thank you, Judge. Sorry
you.
for the confusion. I apologize.
That's all right. Is that all we have today?
Yes, ma'am.